structure. Health Service Workers Union says it will no longer accept a repetition of the delay tactics government adopted in the determination of the 2013 base pay of the single spine salary structure. Leadership of the Health Service Workers Union have also expressed concern about the safety of the funds of the second-tier mandatory occupational pension scheme lodged in the temporary pension fund account at the Bank of Ghana. They are therefore calling on government and the National Pensions Regulatory Authority to ensure transparency in the administration of the pensions. Well, so we have been joined in the studio by Abu Kuntolu, who is the General Secretary of the Health Services Workers Union of the TUC. Good afternoon, sir. And many thanks for joining us. Right, so you raised two issues, and that has to do with the wage freeze as well as management of your pensions, right? Okay, let's focus more on the wage freeze. What really are your concerns? Why are you going to resist attempts by government to do that?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me wish your teaming members and viewers a healthy and a prosperous new year 2014.
Thank you.
As an introduction, by way of introduction, government failed this year to negotiate with the National Tripartite Committee the National Daily Minimum Wage. Again, government failed to make sure that the single spine salary structure, base pay and relativities, as you've said, has equally not been negotiated. Whereas the organized labor has agreed with government representatives that the best way to go is to have these things determined before the budget is read by Parliament. Approved. Government hasn't done that. In any way, what is now seen is that this is, in our view as a union, this is going to create a problem at the labor front come this year 2014. By way of introduction. Now, to the substantive question. Health Services Workers Union and its members are worried and concerned about this because, one, our members are the vulnerable, to put it in the public sector. I'm not calling about vulnerable, but they are the least employed with lower salaries, right? I'm not saying they are vulnerable, but they are least people who have the lowest salaries as you can say. And so what we are trying to say is that workers in the public sector, generally including our members, will be affected as a result of inflationary soaring hike or low. Again, because of the hikes of the petrol or fuel prices, petroleum products, the hikes of utility tariffs, that leads to hikes of transportation, right? All these have gone up. Again, in our view, all these will have an effect on the disposal of the incomes of workers. And when I talk about workers, I'm meaning our members, right? As a result, the income of our members or workers can no longer buy the same items that was before, particularly in 2013, as compared to the year 2014. Hence, we see it to be so much burden. There are so many implications. And to end it up, the Ghanaian workers will definitely meet higher expenditures come 2014.
Higher expenditures. You said your workers, that's the health workers, they take the least salary. How much? What's the least?
Oh, the least person is going to take less than about 600 Ghana cedis.
600 Ghana cedis. They're on single spine. They enjoy single spine.
They are on single spine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So government failed to negotiate with you. So it's a proposal in the budget that it's going to freeze, of course. So are you taking steps to also negotiate with government? When you say you will resist efforts, it's like you don't want to judge, or you just want to take some action.
Yes, we will resist because our union is not a paradigm. We are operating under the umbrella of TUC. And again, even on the larger forum, the organized labor. And we have the forum that we negotiate called as Public Services Joint Standing Negotiating Committee with Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. That's where we negotiate. And I'm a member of that committee. And this is the committee I'm referring to has failed to do these negotiations.
Okay. So what exactly are you going to do? Are you going to go on strike? Are you going to issue an ultimatum? What exactly are you going to do?
This press statement is to support, first of all, organized labor's position that there was an alleged statement issued by one government that they would freeze salary negotiations for workers this year. So this statement is in support of that. But what we have intended to do is that I'm aware organized labor has already issued a letter informing the Minister of Labor, who represents government, about our intention to negotiate the minimum wage or determine a minimum wage upwards adjustment.
Okay, I know the TUC is also not in favor of this wage freeze, but what about labor analysts who are saying that it's the right step by government? The economy is not going well, and so this is a step by government to reduce spending.
That strategy will only work when government is transparent in its day-to-day administration with organized labor or with labor union. For example, let me just say that wage
yeah, you can just tell us.
Just go ahead. Wage is not a cost, it is an investment, right? Because if government invests less or little, definitely government will reap little results or poor productivity. If government invests more on the workers, right, then the workers would put in more and government will get good returns and enhance productivity. In other words, what we are saying is that if government is saying that you don't have money to pay workers, right, at the end of the day, what it's going to mean is that organized labor has already spoken. And we are saying that if government still insists that there will be no salary negotiation this year, then of course, our union is going to consult with our constituents. And then
you are going to deny us health services?
We will not, but we'll consult with our constituents and we see the way forward. That's what it means.
You see the way forward.
Yeah.
The way forward is what I want you to tell us.
No, for now, it's too. When we get there, we'll cross the bridge.
When we get there, we'll cross the bridge. You also called for transparency in your pension. So,
exactly.
if wrapping up, what kind of transparency?
The transparency we're asking for, because of lack of time, is that here is workers' money that has been deducted and put in a temporary pension fund account with Bank of Ghana. Since 2010 coming day, workers don't know where about their money. Now we have organized ourselves and has formed a scheme duly registered by National Pensions Regulatory Authority, issued with a certificate, and we have our custodians, we have our fund managers, everything. Now we expect this money to have been deposited from the Bank of Ghana into our custodians' money.
But that is not happening.
So that money can be used to invest, and it's not happening.
It's not
happening. So
we
want transparency in the area of release of this money. Into our pensions.
Right. Thank you very much, Abu Kuntolu, General Secretary of the Health Services Workers Union of the TUC. But the union is not happy about proposals by government to freeze wages in the public sector, and they also want some transparency in the disbursement or management of their pensions, if I should put it that way. So thank you, Mr. Abu Kuntolu. Thank you very much for coming.